Greetings. Elder Blacklight here. The kind of flavor that will save you and the kind of knowledge you're going to get in college. Before we get into this one, let me say I made a mistake and say this was going to be 8, but it's 9. This the 9th installment. And we left off 8 talking about the Sirius sun. The Sirius sun is like a purifier. With the rays of our sun and the Sirius sun, even though you are black, you could be black as tar with melanin enriched. But if you're unrighteous, that magnetic flux is not going to serve you. Because it transmits only by you being righteous. Other than that, you won't be protected. So we got a lot of brothers using the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's name to make money, but they're not following in his footsteps. They teach well and preach well, although some of them mix falsehoods with truth. But it's been 45 years or more or less since the Nation of Islam changed into Wallace organization, Farrakhan's organization, and they started leaning towards Sunni or unorthodox or orthodox, however you want to say it. But none of them followed the blueprint that was laid to them. See, our world is already here on the planet, waiting for us to take control of it. But the young ones, they don't have the true knowledge. So let me tell you this, brothers and sisters. All you got to do, is I don't charge nothing. I ain't got no cash app or nothing like that. All I do is come on and try to teach you. I don't preach, I teach. I'm not trying to rule you. I only want to school you. So be careful of these brothers. All they come on to do is, they use YouTube. Some of them got temples, but they're not doing like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was here and he was building the world for us, he wanted all the educated brothers and sisters to come. They had technical skills. He was using our black scientists, our black engineers to build his world. And he was successful. But we're not doing that. So check this out. Let's go on into this. I want you to hear this.
What is the birthright question? Man is God of himself, his environment, and the universe in which we live. Every person and people, by the right of their birth, are the inheritors of what their ancestors before them have done or the material they have acquired. We inherit the good and the bad, and the responsibility to continue what they have done or correct the wrong. Either way, we will be judged in our lives by what we do in accord with the history we have inherited. Before we proceed with this subject, which is the root of our problems and the cause of our successes, we must understand the correct meaning of certain words and terms which have poisoned and corrupted our thinking and crippled our minds and ability to perceive life and ourselves correctly. Allah, God, a person or people of divine intelligence, the original man, a master of truth and justice. Divine intelligence, the natural ability to perceive truth, to know and understand the order and function of the physical universe, our environment, and ourselves, mentally and physically. Artificial intelligence, made or learned intelligence from a scheme to control what a person does, a mind that doesn't perceive truth at its root, a narrow-minded person who only perceives the present time and events as truth. Muhammad, a person worthy of praise, a teacher and servant of divine truth. Muslim, a seeker of divine truth, a child of divine intelligence. Man, a civilized person of mature intelligence that will obey the laws of civilization. Woman, a civilized person of mature intelligence who is inclined to follow their instincts and emotions. Child, a person who must be controlled because of their limited knowledge. Satan, a person of civilized intelligence who is rebellious against divine truth and knowledge. Devil, an unintelligent, fearful person who is easily ruled by fear and emotion. Male, the flesh form of life that has the seed of life reproduction. Female, the flesh form of life that carries the seed of reproduction to its birth. In ancient time, when the entire planet was called Asia, the leaders of the original people decided to bring all human life into the knowledge and understanding of themselves as the divine God of creation. Until that decision was taken to true history and knowledge of man was known only to a few men, who were leaders of the great masses of people. When this decision was made, some of the leaders did not agree with it, yet the plan was set in motion. The leaders who decided to enlighten the masses were opposed by those who feared their positions and privileges would be disturbed, because the masses of people, whom they felt superior to, would be as wise as themselves. This rebellion was against truth, being that it was against the advancement of the human family, which is the plan of God. Consequently, because of their envy and jealousy of God and His plan, these rebellious leaders fell mentally from the high positions they had achieved, causing them to become Satan and opposed to right. They did not want the masses of people who they were in authority over to grow into the knowledge of themselves as God, as they had previously known before their fall from power for breaking the divine law. Since they wanted to keep the people dumb to the knowledge of themselves and God, and because the righteous leaders, God, had devised this plan to enlighten the masses of people, these leaders who had become unrighteous leaders, Satan, decided to use God's plan to oppose the divine enlightenment of the people. Only men of divine intelligence have what is known as created or original minds, and people who rebel against truth are shut off from divine intelligence, so they must depend on those who have divine intelligence for their thoughts and ideas. This is why they must use God's plan to oppose Him. They have no means to develop original plans of their own. So they planned and Allah planned, and Allah is the best of planners.
History repeats itself. You see, the brothers promoted the Honorable Elijah Muhammad over Master Farad Muhammad. You know, they called him the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But the most title belongs to Master Farad Muhammad. See, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, when I go, the only ones coming behind me is God. Meaning God in the personage of Master Farad Muhammad. You don't hear them talking about Master Farad Muhammad is their leader. No. They're talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is their leader, but it's the teachings that he got through Master Farad Muhammad. If you understand what I'm saying. See, he had to come first, talking about Elijah, to set you up for the coming of the leader of us all, the Lord of the Sabbath, Master Farad Muhammad. Stay tuned for the next one. Assalamu alaikum.